Welcome to Hilary Emmanuel Ministries, where faith meets power, purity and prosperity, and breakthroughs are born. At Diadem, we equip you with bold prayers, life-transforming teachings, and spiritual strategies to overcome every challenge life throws your way. Join us as we dive into God's Word, experience His presence like never before, and walk in His purpose for our lives. If you're in London, we invite you to fellowship with us in person at Diadem, 4 Pegamoid Road, N18 2NG. Don't forget to subscribe now and let's grow in faith together.
Brethren, tonight we are going to carry out some warfare, and we are going to fight against all kinds of meetings that the enemies are holding against us behind us. Before the enemies will strike, especially where they are doing things in group, they will hold several meetings. In the meeting is where they will accuse. In the meeting is where they will bring all kinds of accusation. That's where they will attack. And that's where they will condemn and judge and do all kinds of things before they decide on the nature of attack to carry out. And that's why today we are going to bomb the evil meetings that are sitting against us. That's what I'm talking about. Bombing the evil meetings sitting against you. Such meetings could be very deadly if we allow them to continue. If we allow them to begin to hold undisturbed, it could be very deadly. And sometimes when the enemies have been holding such meetings against us and it's affecting us, we sometimes see them in the dream. The Lord will open our eyes to see. The Lord will show us that, look, at this meeting going on. Look at the enemies are gathering behind you. Do something about it. Sometimes we don't do anything, maybe because we do not understand or we do not know the seriousness of such meetings. A lot of lives and destinies have been turned upside down through such meetings. Many people's problem originated from such meetings. And I'm going to show you from the scriptures. So let me show you some people who have been victims of such deadly meetings, victims of such wicked meetings. In Psalm 35, Psalm 35, look at verse 1. This was David, Psalm 35, verse 1. He said, plead my cause, O Lord, with them that strive with me. David identified clearly that he had enemies. He said those enemies are fighting against, they were striving with him. He said, against them that fight against me. He knew, even though these enemies did not come physically to fight against David, but he knew there was some spiritual fight going on against him. In verse 2, he was even telling God how he wants God to fight the battle. He was even telling God the nature of the way he wants God to handle the case for him. He said, Lord, I want you to take hold of your shield and your buckler and stand up for my help. He said, draw out also the spear and stop the ways against them that persecute me. And say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. So David was telling God, do not just stand and watch me. I want you to take your weapons, stand up and help me. Stand up and fight for me. Verse 4. Let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Listen carefully, brethren. If anybody is holding any meeting against you, it's your soul they are seeking. If they are holding any kind of meeting against you at your back, whether they be spiritual meetings, whether they be physical meetings, it's your soul they are deliberating on. So David said that let them be that seek after my soul, and let them be turned back and brought to confusion that devise my heart. Verse 5. Let them be as chaff before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. So David was even invoking the powers from the third heaven. He said, Lord, this battle is so serious. I want you to send your angels to go and scatter the meeting. Let the angel of God drive them away, chase them away, so that they will not hold the meetings anymore. Verse 6. He said, while the angel of God is chasing them, Lord, I want you to do something for me. I want you to send darkness, so that their ways will be dark and slippery. Say, let their ways be dark and slippery, and let the angels of God persecute them. What did they do? Why was David praying this kind of deadly prayers against people? What did they do to him? Look at it in verse 7. He said, for without cause they have hid for me their net in a pit. He said, without cause. I didn't do anything to them. Brethren, what did we do to them? Nothing. So it's always the case. He said, Lord, I didn't do anything to them. I didn't hurt them. I didn't provoke them. He said, I didn't do anything, yet they are hiding net for me in a pit, which without cause they have digged for my soul. They are digging pit for my soul. Verse 8. He says, so Lord, because of that, let destruction come upon him unawares, and let his net that he has hid catch himself. Into that very destruction, let him fall. Do you see now, brethren, before they start to dig pit and put net and put all those things, they must have deliberated and say, how are we going to catch David? How are we going to catch his soul? How are we going to kill him and destroy him? They say, okay, in that sense, let's dig a pit. Let's put net there. Let's catch him so that we can destroy him. So David was praying. He said, that same net, he said, that same pit, let it catch themselves. Verse 11. Verse 11. He said, false witnesses. Do you see that? Because they did not just stand up and begin to do all these things, dig pit. Some people accused him. And then witnesses came out to support that accusation. He said, but they are all lies. They are false witnesses. He said, they rose up, they laid to my charge that I don't even know about. Things that I don't know. They accused me of it. Brethren, if God will take you to their meeting and you hear what they accuse you of, you yourself will open your mouth. You say, I never did any of these things. It's all lie. Why? Because their master Satan is a liar and the father of lie. So they build up lies. David said, I did not do any of this thing. I don't know what they are talking about. Verse 12. He said, do you know that these same people that are holding this meeting, do you know that I do them good? I even bless them. I do good things for them. But what do? They reward me evil for all the good that I did to them. They reward me evil. Listen carefully. People that hold meetings behind you might be people you are running up and down for to help. People you are dealing with a straight heart, with all your mind. You are not hiding anything from them. Could be the people holding this meeting behind you. They could be as close as family members, as close as friends, as close as people you even trust, as colleagues. They could even be as close as people even in the same church that are holding this kind of meeting. He said that he's doing them good, but they are rewarding him with evil. Verse 15. He said, but in my adversity, what do? They rejoice. They rejoice. And then look at what they do now. He said, they gathered themselves together. That's the meeting. So immediately they saw that David was having adversity. David was having troubles. David was having challenges in life. They were gathering and holding meetings. He said they gathered themselves together. The abjects. David called them the abjects. He said the abject gathered themselves together against me. And what happened? I told you that's what makes it deadly. You will not be aware that they are holding meeting against you. David said, I did not know they were holding meeting. The abject, they gathered together. They hold meeting against me. And I don't know anything about it. I didn't have any clue what they discussed there. And the meeting was because of me. He said, and I knew it not. What did they do in the meeting? He said they were tearing me. They were tearing me in pieces. And they refused to stop. Which means, maybe they called the first meeting. They put David as the agenda. And they tore him. This one say, kill him. This one say, destroy him. This one says, dig pit. This one say, put net. This one say, catch him. This one say, slaughter him. They tear him there. And then another meeting again. The same David. Another meeting again. Only David. The same meeting again. His marriage. Next meeting, his finances. Next meeting, his children. He said, this is how they have been tearing me. And they refused to stop. And they ceased not. Brethren, if David did not pray this prayer, do you now understand why David said, Lord, send an angel, quick, send the angel to go and scatter that meeting. Let the angel of God pursue them out of that meeting. As they are running,
Pour water, pour everything on their way. Let their ways be slippery. Put darkness, let them not see. Slaughter them so that they cannot. So if you don't attack such a meeting like that, they will continue to tear a person without stopping. And you can imagine, brethren, if they tear somebody from January to December, how do you expect the person to prosper? The person will be working so hard, will be toiling, laboring, going out early in the morning, coming back late in the night, struggling day and night, and all those things. And there are people holding meetings and tearing the person, tearing all the finances, tearing everything you gather together, tearing all the, any project you put your hand, they tear it in pieces. If David did not pray this kind of prayer and attack the meeting, he said, Lord, carry your weapon, scatter them permanently. If you don't scatter them, brethren, they will continue to hold the meeting. If you don't stop that meeting, they will continue to sit every day. Do you know the mystery? Because this message did not just come like this. It's based on the things the Father revealed to me. Do you know that sometimes even people that died, they still attend the meeting? Even the dead. You know, sometimes we might think that, well, thank God my enemy is dead. And you think they are dead? Their spirits still attend the meetings. And that is what makes these evil meetings deadly. Because people, you might think that, okay, this one is out of it. Thank God for this one. They are still coming for the meeting. So you now understand why we have to attack them. Why we have to scatter them. Look at what David said. When they finished tearing David in the meeting, verse 16, he said, with hypocritical mockers in the feast. They will come to the feast with David. When David the king organized feast, organized dinner, they will still come and when they sit down there, they will be talking in parables and they will be mocking David. David said they are hypocritical mockers. Hypocritical mockers. And they come to the feast. They gnash upon me with their teeth. Verse 19. Let not them that are my enemy. Do you see what David called them? But anybody holding meeting behind you against you is your enemy. I don't care who they are. Anybody at all that go into any physical meeting, into any spiritual meeting against you is your enemy. David said, don't allow my enemies to rejoice over me wrongfully. Don't let them wink with the eyes that hate me without cause. Verse 26. He said, let them be ashamed. And let them be brought to confusion together that rejoice at my hurt. All they want to do is to hurt you. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor that magnify themselves against me. If you don't deal with such meetings, if you don't scatter such meetings, they will continue to hold. And particularly if the Lord has been showing you gathering of 2 or 3 people or more, you have been seeing such in the dream. Brethren, I want you to take this prayer today personal. Because the Lord is telling you there is an evil meeting going on behind you. Some troubles in life, some battles in life, they do not finish easily. They do not go away because they keep moving from one meeting. The enemies keep moving from one meeting to another meeting. Sometimes they go to one meeting here. If they hear there's one meeting hold, they will take the case there and go and report the case there. They will move to another meeting again. Move to another meeting, report the case. Before you know it, you discover that almost all the meetings everywhere, even places you have never gone to, even China, they know you there. You see yourself in the dream, you see people that you don't know, people that look strange, and they are looking at you and they are following you, and they are pointing finger, hypocritical mockers. It's where they have reported you to meetings, different meetings. Look at Psalm 22. Psalm 22, look at verse 7. He said, all they that see me, they do what? They laugh me to scorn. Sometimes you see some people will see you, they'll be laughing at you. You say, I don't know this person. I've never seen this person before. It's because you have been reported to their meeting. And as soon as he saw you, you say, well, I didn't know I would come across this person. The person is on our agenda. It's on our table. We are holding meeting against the person. So they see me and they laugh me to scorn. They shoot out the lip. They shake the head. And what do they say? He trusted on the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him. The enemies, children of darkness, because they have done their wickedness for so long and nobody has been able to challenge them, they always conclude that nobody can touch them. They always conclude that no Christianity, no power, no prayer can do anything to them. So when they see you going to church, seeing you praying, they say, are you the first person that we pray? We've dealt with Christians before. So they say he trusted on the Lord. Let the Lord deliver him and let's see. Seeing he delighted in him, verse 12, David still continued to cry. Because David had this experience so much. He said, many bulls. Do you know sometimes they turn to animals? They turn to animals. Sometimes you see different birds. You see different animals, snakes, all kinds of things, dogs, cats. You see, he said this time around, David said they were bulls. He said they compass me, they surround me. They surround me. This time they did not want David to see their faces. So they turned to bulls and they now surrounded him. He said they are not ordinary bulls. He said they are like bulls, strong bulls of Bashan. They say they have beset me round. Verse 13. He said they gaped upon me with their mouth. Can you imagine? Bulls surround him and they are watching him. They are watching him. As a ravening and a roaring lion. Verse 14. He said, I am poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joints. My heart is like wax. It is melted in the midst of my bowels. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, and my tongue cleaved to my jaws. And thou hast brought me into the dust of death. Verse 16. For dogs have compassed. You see, they will come like bulls. They will change to dogs. He said, dogs have compassed me. Assembly of what? He said they are meeting. Assembly. They are meeting of the wicked. Assembly of the wicked. They operate like bulls. They operate like dogs. And they are so dangerous. They surrounded him. He said they have enclosed me. He said I cannot escape from them. They pierce my hands and my feet. Verse 17. I may tell all my bones. They look and stared upon me. They part my garments among them and cast lot upon my vesture. So when they meet in this assembly, in this meeting, in this gathering, they just begin to, you see why David said they tear me in pieces. They tear me in pieces. Brethren, this is a serious prayer we are going to pray here today. A very, very serious prayer. Evil meetings operate in different manner. Brethren, do you know sometimes it could even be in the place of work. In the place of work. They whisper behind you. But they know what they are saying. They understand the language. Because they have discussed it before in their meeting. So when they see you, they don't need to say everything in full. They speak in codes. And they just smile and laugh. But they know they understand what they are telling each other. Look at another person. Daniel chapter 6. Daniel chapter 6. Daniel was a good man. Daniel was a righteous man, a God-fearing man. He was not attacking anybody. He was not hurting anybody. He was not troubling anybody. He was just there to serve his God. Look at what happened. Daniel chapter 6 verse 1. It pleased Darius to set over the kingdom 120 princes, which should be over the whole kingdom. The king decided to appoint 120 advisors to rule the kingdom with him. And over these 3 presidents, over the 120 princes, he appointed 3 presidents, of whom Daniel was first. Because Daniel stood out. Daniel was doing what all of them could not do. So Daniel was made the head of all the presidents, that the princes might give account unto them, and the king should have no damage. Then this Daniel was preferred above the presidents and the princes because an excellent spirit was in him. So Daniel distinguished himself. He had an excellent spirit, and the king thought to set him over the whole realm. Verse 4. Then the presidents and princes, they sought to find occasion against Daniel concerning the kingdom, but they could find none occasion nor fault. Was it not what David was saying? He said, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything wrong at all. I did my job the way I should do it. So they couldn't find any fault, for as much as he was faithful. Neither was there any error or fault found in him. Verse 5. Then said these men, we shall not find any occasion against this Daniel. Do you see that they have been discussing behind him? Do you see that they have been talking? They say, look, this Daniel, we want to bring him down. We want to pull him down. But we are not going to find it easy. Something to accuse him of. Except we find it against him concerning the law of his God. When the enemies are doing their meeting, you will be shocked the things they discuss. They could now say, how do we destroy the salvation? How do we destroy the spiritual life? How do we destroy the prayer life? How do we destroy the faith? How do we destroy the knowledge of God in this person? How do we destroy the grace of God? How do we cut this person off from his God or her God? So that's what they were plotting for Daniel. He said, accept the law of his God. Verse 6. Then these presidents and princes, what did they do? Meeting. They assembled together. Do you know they didn't invite Daniel to that meeting? They wouldn't have invited him anyway. They didn't invite him to say, come Daniel, we have an important meeting. All the princes and the president, they are meeting and you are the head. You must be there. No, because the meeting was against him. But then do you know if they are calling for serious meeting? I'm talking of both physical and spiritual meeting that is against you. Even in your family, they will not invite you. They will not let you know. They will not inform you. In your place of work, they will not tell you. So they called for this meeting, and the head of all the presidents and princes was not informed, was not invited. So they gathered together, the princes assembled together to the king and said thus unto him, King Darius, live forever. Verse 11. Then these men did what? Assembled. They didn't meet once. This meeting is constant. They have schedules. They will come and meet, deliberate, plan, plot, and then fix another day for the meeting again, and come and meet and talk again. Where are we? Who had what assignment? What did you do? What was the result? So they were gathering and meeting constantly how to destroy Daniel. So these men assembled and found Daniel praying and making supplication before his God. Verse 15. Then these men did what again? Meeting again. These men assembled unto the king and said unto the king, Know, O king, that the law of the Medes and Persians is that no decree nor status which the king established may be changed. You know what followed? The results of those meetings, they started to achieve it. If Daniel had known, because Daniel had the spirit of revelation, Daniel would have used prayers. Daniel would have called for Angel Michael. Remember, Angel Michael was always there to help him. Even right from the time of Nebuchadnezzar and his son. He would have called for Michael and say, Oh, Michael, arise by your sword and scatter that meeting. He would have dislodged that meeting from the beginning. But now, he allowed that meeting to continue until they achieved their goal. Do you know that Daniel ended up in the lion's den? If God was not with him, that would have been the end. That would have been the end. If God did not help him, if God did not step in, that would have been the end. Brethren, many of us, what we are suffering today, what we are going through today, are the outcome, the results of wicked meetings that took place behind our back, that sat behind us. Matthew 26, look at verse 3. This is the case of the Lord Jesus. I'm just showing you how these things operate. It always starts with meetings. Then did what? Assembled. Another meeting. Assembled. But remember that among the people that were with Jesus, Judas Iscariot will fellowship with Jesus and sneak out to go and attend this meeting. He will go and attend this meeting. He said, then assembled together the chief. Look at the people that were present in the meeting. Look at the people. The chief priest was there. The scribes were there. The elders of the people were there. And they assembled unto the palace of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas. And Judas Iscariot will come also attend the meeting. Do you see how they hold these meetings? And they hold it in the night. In the night. When you think they are sleeping, they assemble for the meeting. Verse 4. Then in the meeting, they consulted. They deliberated. They discussed. They planned. They plotted that they might do what? They want to arrest, grab Jesus by subtlety. And do what? And kill him. That was the whole meeting. Do you know this meeting did not hold only once? They keep attending and fine-tuning the plans. Fine-tuning the plan. And giving every person their own role and assignment. So they were meeting and meeting. It was later they negotiated money. Because sometimes money has to exchange hands. There must be a selling and buying. You don't know who and who from your family that is present in that meeting, just like Judas was present, that collected money on your head, that sold you out. Verse 57. And they that had laid hold, and they that had laid hold on Jesus, led him away to Caiaphas the high priest. And when they got to the high priest, what was happening there? Where the scribes and the elders were, they brought him into the meeting. They arrested him. The whole plot worked the way they planned it. In the night, they went in and grabbed him and brought him straight into the center of the meeting. Brethren, do you know they can summon you into their meetings? Sometimes you see some weird dreams. You find yourself in the midst of strange people. You don't know what you are doing there. And you might not understand what they are talking about. And sometimes when they say, they will blur the dream. They will blur it up. So that when you wake up, you can't remember every detail. You just remember that I saw myself in the midst of some people. That's all you remember. So they dragged Jesus and brought him into their midst. Do you know they didn't leave him alone again? They killed him. But how did it all start? From the meetings. This thing is so deadly. The meetings of darkness. The meetings of the enemy. That's why Prophet Isaiah prophesied against them. Look at what Isaiah said in Isaiah chapter 8 in verse 9, which is what we are going to do here today. Thank God the Lord in our own generation has given us this knowledge and understanding to know how to attack them. That was exactly what David did. David didn't know how to. He cried. He said, Lord, send the angels. You yourself take your bow and your arrow. Stand up with your weapon and fight for me. Scatter them. Look at what Isaiah prophesied in verse 9. He said, associate yourselves, O ye people. Which means gather yourself for your meeting. Bring yourself together. Assemble yourself for your meeting. He said, associate yourself, and ye shall be broken in pieces. Brethren, any meeting holding against you anywhere, this is how to deal with it. You have to break them in pieces. So that any person that wants to initiate any meeting again, and they call your name there, everybody will run away. They will say, no, I don't want to die. The moment we call the name in this meeting now, he will appear here. And all of us will be in trouble. I'm not part of this. So he said, don't worry. He said, gather yourself. Hold your meeting. You shall be broken in pieces and give ears, all your far countries. Guide yourselves, and you shall be broken. So it doesn't matter where they are holding the meeting. If they like, let them take the meeting to the planets. Let them take the meeting to the second heaven, to the sky. Let them take the meeting from the north to the south, to the east, to the west. Let them take the meeting to the waters and under the earth, wherever. He said, your far countries, he said, you shall be broken in pieces. Verse 10. He said, in case you have even sat already in the meeting and you have taken counsel together, you have now reached your decision. He said, take counsel together, and what will happen to it? It shall come to nothing. He said, you can speak the word in your meetings. Say anything you want to say there. It shall not stand, for God is with us. And brethren, this is what we want to enforce today in prayers. We want to deliberately bomb every meeting. Both the one that is still active and the one that have even stopped meeting already. Meetings where they turned our destinies upside down. Meetings that put us in this condition. Meetings where they took decisions that altered our destinies. Meetings where they hurt us badly. Whether those who are attending the meeting, they are still alive or dead, doesn't matter. Meetings, or whosoever is taking our name from to meeting, distributing our name and our pictures and images from meeting to meeting all over the world, paying people to deliberate on our cases. Today is the night of war. Let's stand up. Let's talk to the Lord first of all like this and say, my God and my Father, please forgive me, Lord, for playing into the hands of my enemies in any form or manner that I played into their hands by ignorance, by sin, by carelessness, by my word, that I played into the hands of my enemies. Father, I am so sorry. Forgive me, Lord, and have mercy on me.
Thank you for watching. If this message blessed you, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to join our growing community of faith. You've just listened to the sermon, but there are powerful prayers that follow. Due to social media rules and guidelines, the prayers have been removed from this video. However, you can access the full prayers and more life-changing resources by visiting www.pastorhillary.org or downloading our app, Diadem Media. If you're in the London area, we'd love to have you fellowship with us in person at 4 Pegamoid Road, N18 2NG. If you have any questions about this message, want counseling from Pastor Hillary, or wish to share your testimonies following the prayers, please leave a comment below and someone from our team will get in touch. Until next time, may God bless you abundantly and guide you in all your ways. Stay victorious.